Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Racing with the Reverend. Today we are at Spa, and lo and behold, I'm starting on the pole because nobody qualified. So age of account, I believe that's what it goes by, got me the pole. Nothing else. Not my extreme driving talent or anything. So we're off and running here at Spa. Very, very historical track. I wish I could list all the things that have raced here. Obviously, Formula One races here, WEC races here. They do the 24 hours. There's some other specialty events. Spa Francorchamps, of course, is in Belgium. We're taking Eau Rouge and Radeon flat out, which a lot of guys can't do. But I believe that's because of tire choice more than anything else. We're heading up the Kemmel Straight now, and we're drafting on Malloy, hoping to pass. Malloy kind of drifts over a little bit, so let's brake early and not take his rear end out because we're nice guys. We try to be anyway. Malloy, we raced earlier today in this race. We raced him in a couple other ones, and he is fast, like really fast. So, also Spa is the place where safety ratings come to die. Little network issue there. Thankfully, Malloy did not go through the wall. He stayed on the track. As you can see, people have been picking up penalties left and right behind us. That is normal here at Spa because people cut the track, they hit each other, trying to win on the first lap. And that's their prerogative, that's okay. But we don't play those kind of games. We try and stay on the track and try and keep it clean. So we're heading toward the back end of the course now. We'll be going up the back straight shortly. Spa is a fun little track. I mean, it's not little, it's almost 4.5 miles, so it's not a little track, but it's fun to drive. I just can't seem to figure out how I can get up to guys like Malloy on this track because they are just so flippin' fast. And I don't know how I can. Maybe I need to try and raise my top end a little bit, but these things aerodynamically have problems with that. Maybe I need to lower the car. This isn't really a bumpy track, so maybe lowering the car will help the aerodynamics a little bit. I do lower it around some, but maybe it needs to be lowered more. We'll see. I always brake a little early here. For me, it's just a little faster. The way I brake is get as much of my braking done as in a straight line, and once you get down to speed, you turn in and roll through the corner. That's my driving style, and it seems to work for me. Doesn't work for everyone, but it works for me, and that's what really matters as far as driving goes. Malloy is gone. Call Me Odin is sitting in third, but he's 4 seconds back. Patriot is almost 6.5 seconds back now as we go through these the set of corners after the Kemmel Straight. Seen a lot of great racing here. Seen a lot of bad racing here. Sebastian Vettel, I believe, won his first race here in a Toro Rosso. Way back when teams were still debating why Toro Rosso exists, since it's really just a second Red Bull team. A lot of people question why Toro Rosso exists. They're still questioning why V-Carb exists today, because they are technically a second Red Bull team, and regulations really are not big on that. So Malloy has gone off the track a couple times, it looks like, so he's picked up some penalties here on lap 2, but he's not going to pick up enough to get us back in in his zone, so I'm not too worried about it. My best prayer right now is for him to go lawn mowing or sandcastle building somewhere. That's my only bet on catching that guy. But call me Odin's in third. He's 3.5 seconds behind, but let's call it 5.5 because he's got the 2 seconds in penalties. So we're okay with where he is now. We're running medium tires on the first stint. I think they'll go 4 laps. I can't remember, and I didn't have enough time when I hopped into this lobby to make sure of if we did have enough time to do mediums on 5 laps. I usually like to hop into these things about 15 minutes before the race, so I can make sure, because I'm old and I forget things, so I don't remember if these go 5 laps or not. I'm kind of hoping they do. I'd love to run 3 laps on softs, but I don't remember, and I don't even remember if softs last 3 laps on this track. So, yeah, kids, it's tough getting old. I should write this stuff down, but I don't, and that's too bad. Lap 3 now, we're basically kind of stationary. Malloy is pulling away at 2 seconds a lap, 2.5 seconds a lap. We're kind of keeping our distance with Odin. Panda Killer is 5 seconds back with a half-second penalty. Right now, in the top 4, I'm the only one without a penalty. So, how about that? That's got to be a record or something on Spa. But, you know, these things happen. Watched a couple of good races over the weekend. Don't know if you caught IMSA. They ran the LMP2s and the GTs up at Mosport, Canadian Tire Mosport, up outside of Toronto. It's a beautiful racetrack. It's very fast. For 2.5 miles, you're getting done with a lap in 1:08, 1:07 in the prototypes. Looks like we got a disqualification. Guto has been disqualified. You are naughty, sir. Very naughty. And that was an excellent race. I do like endurance racing. They ran 2 hours and 40 minutes. And what's going to be interesting, I believe in a couple weeks they're going to do 6 hours at Road America, and I believe all cars will be there. The hypercars, the LMP2s, and the GT cars will all be there. So that's going to make for some exciting racing there, because Road America is not easy as it is, and then you're throwing 4 classes of cars on there. Making it even worse. Aliens and UFOs has gone off track. As we start lap number 4, we're running 2:37.2 for our best lap right now. I guess that's okay. I know on softs it can go faster, but I honestly, as I said earlier, I honestly don't remember how long softs last on this. I've been doing some experimenting with my cars as more penalties show up. I've been doing some experimenting on length of tire, how long they can last. I did a Homestead race, which I think I have recorded, where I tried to go a lap longer on the medium tires than I normally do, because the lap there is short. I mean, it's only 1.5 minutes if you're really pushing it. Excuse me, taking a drink. It's only 1.5 minutes. You know, you're running between 120, especially when you get on the softs, you're down in the 128s. But you're running 129, 130 there on mediums. And it's not particularly aggressive on tires, so I decided to see if I could run an extra lap and go 4 on the softs instead of 5, so I can spare the softs a little torture. Maybe I'll put that one up there, because I don't remember if it worked out well or not. Because, again, I'm old, and I only did that race last week and a half ago. So just one of those things. Okay, so we're coming toward the end of lap 4. We are hauling on this lap. It looks like we cracked 236 and a half. That's probably the best I've taken the bus stop, and it's pit stop time. So if you are enjoying this video, please give me a like. If you like the content, give it a subscribe. We got a lot of races on here. I think it's up to 27 now. And, you know, comment down below. Keep it on topic and keep it clean. There may be children watching and reading. You may notice I do not use the language on here very often. And when I do, it's deserved. So now we're out of the pits. We're on lap 5. We lost a position to Bolash, who hasn't pitted. Malloy obviously hasn't pitted because he's 31 and a half seconds ahead now. It looks like Odin pitted. Fran has not pitted and is a second behind as we head up Kemmel Straight. You know, I have my top end on my stuff set to 145, and I just wonder if I lowered that to maybe 142, if I could get up that straight faster, maybe pick up a little more acceleration out of the corners. These are all good and interesting questions at Spa. Again, one of my favorite racetracks in the world. And they've done a lot of configuration changes to this place. If you ever watch the movie Grand Prix with James Garner, it's a very old movie, it's a very long movie, but they show them running on old Spa. All the driving they do on there, except for one of the actors, is real. James Garner was actually a pretty decent race driver in his day also. He did some SCCA and some IMSA, but he was a very decent racer in his own right. So never count on him being out of anything, but they were driving F3000 cars from back in the day, and it's not a great movie, but all the driving sequences are live and they're all full speed. And the other extras in there outside of the main actors were all Formula One drivers at the time. So it's a really crazy movie. But Spa used to be like the Nürburgring. It was huge, and it ran through neighborhoods, which was crazy. It would run through little areas of town, so it was like the Isle of Man TT motorcycle racing. It ran through houses. Looks like we got some pit stops. Bolash has gone in, so the medium tires will last 5 laps, and we'll remember that next time. We picked up some time on Malloy there. Quite a bit of time, actually, because he was pretty far ahead of us before the cycle started. And he will be pretty far ahead of us when the race is over, too. But Panda Killer's now in third, 1.7 seconds back and gaining. Call Me Odin is 2.6 seconds back and has picked up some more penalties, which tells me something about Call Me Odin's driving style. So this used to be just a massive racetrack, and guys were getting killed on it constantly. So F1 stopped running for a while, and they reconfigured the track to this configuration for the most part. Eau Rouge has been changed, Radion's been changed a little bit here and there, and the bus stop's not the same as it was when I was growing up. But basically it's the same configuration. They've been running this configuration since about the 70s. if I remember correctly. But it's a beautiful track. I mean, the graphics engine doesn't do this thing justice at all. It's one of my bucket list places. As Call Me Odin has whacked Panda Killer out of the way, and Panda Killer is letting him know his displeasure and picked up another half-second in penalties. So good job, Call Me Odin. And now I'm really worried about him because he's been gaining on me, even though I'm running getting a fast lap in here. He is gaining. So I don't really like that too much, and that kind of frightens me as far as the end of the race goes. We'll see what happens in a little bit. So yeah, great racetrack. But the bus stop used to be an actual bus stop, more like what you get on Watkins Glen, and it went off to the left and then came back on into this part, and then you went up the front straight. Actually, it was back further, and that was just kind of a regular kind of turning area. I'm trying to remember all this. It's been a long time since they moved the bus stop and turned it just into a chicane like that. And for some reason, they still call it a bus stop. I think that's just tradition. Call Me Odin has picked up a second on us in the last half lap. So I'm not feeling confident about holding him off as we go through Eau Rouge and Radillon and up the Kemmel Straight again. I'm not feeling confident about holding him off. And that it could be my driving style. It could be he's on soft tires. It could just be that he's a little reckless. I had a guy racing me yesterday, a race I did not record from Homestead, where I jumped out into the lead probably around lap 3, and I kept building on it, and the guy was 4 seconds behind me in second place, and I went through that last chicane before the front straight, and suddenly he was 0.7 seconds behind me. And then I looked up and saw he had a 6.2 second penalty. So he cut a lot of track, probably that chicane. And then he started whacking me around. And it's a guy that normally races pretty clean. Oh, hello, whacker. So Call Me Odin has decided to hit me, to get around me. That's nice of him. We're going to go down into this corner here and give him a little whack to let him know we're not happy with him giving me the whack earlier. And I take a half a second penalty, of course. Call Me Odin's at 3.3 seconds. So now we're going to the back straight, heading over to this kink, and I'm begging him, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, and he did it. I lift, and he hits me again. Yes, sir, and now we're in the grass. And that's another 0.5 seconds, and now we are spinning because we couldn't slow down, and we are angry. Why are we angry? Because we lost a position, and dude has no clue where he is on the racetrack. I'm upset. I mean, literally, I'm on my wheel, sitting in my brand new chair, and I'm just really angry. I'm angry about it now, just talking about it. I lost a ton of time because of that juice box whacking me in the kink. Not happy. So now we begin our work. The work starts again. Call Me Odin now has 3.8 seconds in penalties. And he's in third. Panda Killer's in second. Malloy is gone. And we're on the last lap. I am just livid about this right now, especially because it's the last lap. And I had a podium. You know, I was fine. I was cruising in second. and I would have let him go. I lifted going into the kink, and he still whacked me anyway. So kids, do not use drivers on the outside as a wall. You can either make the corner or you can't. Try and make the corner. He did not try to make the corner. I did. I paid the price. Anyway, so now we're trying to pick up time. My goal now is finishing. And I'm planning on, at this point, I'm planning on sending this guy a message saying, hey, WTF, dude, what the hell? And maybe a few choice other words that you can't say in polite company. We just had someone quit. I don't remember how many people quit this race, but it was quite a bit. Patriot is 2 seconds behind. Looks like Odin's tires are dead because we are gaining rapidly. So he must have tried to do softs for his second stint. And I don't know if he's on his third lap on them or his fourth lap. But we're gaining. And now the possibility of getting inside his penalty zone is very real as we come up to the chicane. We get in there and we need to get to 3.3. There's 3.3. There's 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Did we do it? I don't know. We're in and yes! Third place. Thank you, Call Me Odin. You had too many penalties. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, give it a like and subscribe. You can comment down below. We'll have another video up soon. Thank you very much for watching, and